apostle is really just like a father figure to us. He is the one we see every day, and he is practically the face of what Generation Joshua is all about. It's his presence that truly defines the heart of our community. But Pastor Yngrid, even though many people don't see her, and even though many don't feel her presence, she is truly the backbone of this ministry. She is the quiet, steady reason why the apostolic flow can do everything that it does today. So, Pastor, I want you to know that your level of dedication, your invisibility, your level of dying to self has unleashed all these lives and many others that aren't here. You do not go unnoticed before the Father nor before the Spirit. And it was with you in mind. So if you could come up here. Why don't you go ahead and sit right here for a moment? It's much more comfortable, and I think you'll really appreciate the view from this spot. And this jacket is representative and symbolic because you have been called as a reformer in our nation. And within that reform, one of, I would say, the graces that God has given you is to raise up prophetesses who bear peaceful fruit all the time, but who honor the mantle that the Father has placed upon you. So this jacket is for you to continue in that grace within your nature of being feminine so that we may honor the Father in everything we do. Oh, it's perfect. One of the things I want to say is that when it's my turn to do the prophetic dial for myself, and then the apostle ministers communion, when I listen to him, I say, see, that's what I wanted to say. Because he synthesizes it and simplifies it. What do I mean by that? That perhaps within all the things I said, I talked a lot, but I know that the apostle will get straight to the point of what the Spirit wants to say. Thank you very much, everyone. That's it for my part. At this time, I would like to go ahead and pass the microphone over to our esteemed apostle.
I am surprised here. I wasn't expecting this. And it really is very beautiful to hear the words of the pastor about Pastor Yngrid. How many know Pastor Yngrid? Okay, those who don't know her are missing out on a lot. And I repeat, I am here, but I don't know about the program. I don't know what is going to happen. They just handed me a microphone. Now I have to push forward like a man. But really, anyone who knows me knows that I'm not much of a talker. I always say the same thing. I've been in the ministry for 25 years. I've been married for 28 years. I have 3 children, and I have 1 grandchild. I just turned 50, and honestly, there's no difference between my birthday and this moment. Because, and I was saying that this is a lot like to go back and connect my birthday, because this is like, it's like Carolina has publicly released my greatest treasure, which is my wife. There is, in the ministry, there is a hashtag that says, "We are all Yngrid." Yes, there really is a philosophy of life that we have, and that philosophy has a foundation. Number 1, can 2 walk together unless they are agreed? That is the first thing as a philosopher. First, nothing is done without agreement. Why? Well, because the word says that two are better than one. Because if one falls, the other lifts him up. But also, where there are two or three, there is the Spirit of God. So for me, it is more important to have an agreement with my wife than to achieve something. Hello. This text says, though one may be overpowered by another, two can withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. When two people come to an agreement, no one can break it. You can drop a man and a woman in a desert alone and they won't die. They'll figure it out. Why? Because God backs the union. What did I say?
God backs the union.
That is why evil, with all its minions, moves against the union of a couple. And that is why there is always so much battle where everyone wants to say it's his fault. No, it's hers, it's his, it's hers. In the end, it's not either of them, it's what's at work. And the vital principle of what our philosophy of life is to always depend on the Holy Spirit. We make the agreement, and then what does the Spirit say? In 28 years of marriage, the Holy Spirit has guided us. That is what it all consists of. An agreement that the enemy never wants an agreement on. A dependency in which the enemy never wants you to depend on the Spirit. That is why a marriage consists of you dying to yourself. Hello? And you dying to yourself. But we come with so much philosophical influence where many say, I want a man who makes me happy. Who said that? Whoever wants to be happy with a man is saying they want to die soon. Because happiness is relative, so it doesn't exist, it's relative. I have always said this, love is sacrifice. And to explain one of the most hidden secrets I have, since today they expose me in my intimacy, I sit here, you already know, like this. I think they abuse my trust, but that's okay. All for my wife. I am sacrificing myself. And I see that there are many who are taking advantage of me today. The reason why I'm a total wreck, useless, helpless, I'm the man. Even though you see me as strong, with a strong and aggressive character, which I am a person totally dependent on my wife. Even to open my gum for me, because if my wife isn't there, I don't know how to open that gum. I know that right now, many tough guys are eating themselves alive here. And today, I'm going to share my most secret intimacy, my secret soul. I am so dependent on my wife because it's the way I will always stay connected to her, and so that no other temptation takes me out of the picture. Because those are strategies that I always use to keep myself connected and free myself from many provocations and temptations that are always there. Those who know my private life, which the vast majority do, know that if I have a headache, I'm crying like a little girl. Oh, call my wife quickly, I'm dying. My kids turned out exactly the same. What a shame. But all of that is because I want to maintain what the word says, a cord of 3 strands. I mean, my wife's hand on my head is a remedy and a medicine. Yours is poison. Because there are many who sin out of ignorance, who live with battles, who live with nightmares, with dreams, with attacks, with voices that speak to them, with monsters, attacks, and everything. But everyone, I've some strange. Wasn't anything strange, honey. That is the spiritual world attacking you. You have a battle in the spiritual world, but because of your ignorance, you have remained a puppet. But as I am speaking, Really, we didn't know what was going to happen. But in the end, what we have wanted is to embrace what the Word says. Human beings walk around with so much burden on them. Some are burdened by human stereotypes, where everyone wants to fit into what the stereotypes dictate, and others carry a heavy burden of religious sacrifice, something that weighs a lot. That's why many people live going around in circles, making crosses and doing everything. Witchcraft, white magic, esotericism, metaphysics, New Age, everything. People who use energy, who do this, who do that. I mean, people are always inventing so many things, but nobody wants to do the simplest thing. I just gave you 2 biblical texts, and you're saying that 28 years of marriage with 3 children and a grandchild were simplified into 2 biblical texts? Can 2 walk together and not agree? And it is essential to learn how to depend at all times on the person of the Holy Spirit and to trust in His guidance every single day. We have never sold ourselves as a perfect marriage because we don't. We don't do it. It doesn't suit us and we don't like it. We are normal people. We talk normally in private. In public, we behave normally. But if we have modeled anything, it's what corresponds to us as a father, what corresponds to us as a son, as a husband, as pastors, as a friend, as a buddy, that we always take on what corresponds to us. As the manual says, if you're faithful in little, I'll set you over much. At the end of it all, we have reaped what we sowed. But I want to tell you that sowing wasn't a great sacrifice. Don't see it that way, but it wasn't easy. No, it was easy. It was easy. You know why it has been difficult for you? Because you don't want to accept the principles. That's why things have gone badly for you. Things go badly for you because you are a rebel. At the end of it all, the Holy Spirit is there to guide me into all truth. What did I say? If you don't succeed, it's because you don't depend on Him. So you are you are a rebel. That one is a rebel. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a pastor, a teacher to those who are here. And they know that I have always told them a woman subject to the Spirit is a woman who makes men eat out of her hand. But everything has to do with that authority and that dominion that you have. You are the most powerful and strong part of creation. So much so that Satan went to the woman to whisper in her ear. Because he said, if I defeat this one, I'll take the guy down with me. Ladies and gentlemen, a woman with authority, listen to me. There is no demon, no curse, no generation that can stand against her, neither hers nor his. A man without a woman is a piece of crap. What does that mean? I don't know, but whatever, call it whatever you want. A translator here says it means excrement. Literally. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I don't want to sugarcoat the truth because you know it. You know how we are in the end, that you say, he acts so high and mighty. Huh? When you order her to do something, there it is. Oh, mommy, man. That's why I don't go around acting high and mighty. I am. Everyone knows I depend on my woman 100%. That's why, because that covers me. A woman is a man's covering. A woman is a man's radar. Don't think that anything I'm telling you pleases me. But anyway, I do it on principle because it's in my best interest. And much more, everyone who comes with this boasting that I'm talking about here it's because there's a consequence involved. And one knows that if it's not based on principles, you're not going to achieve it. So you are being influenced by so many philosophies through entertainment where there is an open mind. An open mind? Oh man, no, don't mess around with me too much. Better I just carry it tomorrow and look for the other one and that's it. I mean, like, everything is so simple and everyone has forgotten their creator. What did the creator say? They will unite and leave everything behind. Hey, that's intense. So if we don't embrace principles, we aren't going to achieve anything in life. Do you know what we're going to achieve? A lot of failure, a lot of divorce. In the number 7, you said, Lord, someday give me the man I need. He gave him to you when he was little, but you're the one who's difficult, girl. There's a sister here who, when she sees that one of you isn't doing her part with her husband and that you're giving them a hard time, and the husbands, the poor guys, look, crying out because she doesn't help me. Look, she doesn't help me. And she comes up to me and says, I'm dying for God to give me one. And look at how these women mistreat him. I'm dying for God to give me a man. And look at how these women treat these men. My God, Lord, my love. I mean, there's another one out there craving to have one. And those who have one, because you all are like that, when you have them, listen to me. You're kicking them around. When you don't have them, listen to me. He left me. He's gone. He went off with someone else. You say you're screaming and begging for mercy. But when they have them, they kick them around. Here. To tell you a nice little joke, I had a birthday on Sunday. And I was treated like a prince. Yeah, well, wait, man, my love, wait. My wife was never there. She left the whole entourage working. But she left everything in order. On Monday, they caught me like this. Prince, wake up. Come Monday, Prince, back to the normal routine. Okay, that's that. Get out of there, man. The thing is, what happens is we want to disconnect from reality, and life isn't easy. There are seasons, there are stages, and you don't want that. You just want happiness. Brother, happiness consists of accepting what he says. It makes me feel fulfilled knowing I'm doing what he says. That is why miracles and wonders are for those who accept what he says. Did you hear that? It's not what you want. Within your passionate, soulish part, you want to achieve what you want. That's why you haven't achieved anything. Start wanting what you want and want what the Spirit wants. This came to me this morning. Okay, so this person, she is someone who has truly endured years of intense, pitched battles within her own marriage. It has been a long, difficult road for her to navigate. It hasn't been for lack of guidance or we've done everything, and we haven't been able to get her to take the right path. And this morning, that came to me. And I want, since it's something anonymous, but I want you all to hear this. Read it, friend.
Good evening, Apostle. A few days ago, I listened to this file, and it has been very difficult for me to put it into writing.
It was the Kingdom Culture file.
I confess to you that I will not pass on that curse of divorce as an inheritance to my children. I will take on what is my responsibility no matter what. I will not negotiate my prophetic destiny. I am going against myself. I am going against rationalism, humanism, and all those cursed analyses that only connect me to evil. I will take on what is my responsibility, and the Father will guide me. I only ask for wisdom to establish the kingdom in my bloodline above my own head.
Because the one who wrote to me was helped the whole time, but she didn't always want to accept the guidelines as they were being laid out for her. And today was when she sent word and said, yes, I want to fight for my marriage. I want to fight and take on the principles. I want to do it the right way. Today, her spirit awakened. A woman is to be loved, not understood. And I have always taught that to him. So they say, but then, don't worry about it. Just love her. Don't try to understand. I stopped trying to understand. But the opposite of us, we are people who only have 3 bad habits, and that's it. You guys, yes, 3 bad habits. And the one who has the most has 5, and I'm one of those. My kind reaches 5. We're the max. We are alpha. Wild alpha. So you guys in your ego don't want to yield because you think you're losing out. Do you know why you were going to yield to your husband? It's not for him, it's for God. What you do, don't do it for a man, do it for God. What I do for you as a pastor is not because I like you, I do it for God. Because in the end, it doesn't have to do with people, it has to do with Him. And you, if you are fulfilling your role as a woman, it's not for your husband, it's for him. But since you have so much humanistic influence, you say, don't put up with it, don't tolerate him. You know what happens, folks? That you are talking to a man with bondages just like you, where they are fighting with a monster, I'm using a term, with the negative spiritual side, where no one has an answer on how to face that, which makes you like a crazy person, that you don't realize it, that you're insensitive, a brute. But they themselves say that you are bad, perverse, strong, aggressive, violent. Look at that man. That coffee is never ready at 8 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, he gives it to him. And as for the food, hold on, it'll be ready at 5. A suitable partner is nothing more than one who depends on the Holy Spirit. There is a moment when you need support as a couple because you can't do it alone. There are things you can handle well, but there are others that even you can't handle anymore. Seeking a psychologist helps. Who said it doesn't? Sure, but then comes another type of violence where there's no psychiatrist, no psychologist, there's nothing. So that's where the ministerial aspect comes in, which has a different kind of power and goes against what people don't see, which is the spiritual part, where everything starts at the end of the day. First of all, thank you for this moment. Thank you for something that, as Carolina says, we aren't very prone to in terms of recognition. I don't believe in recognition. And you might ask, why? Because whoever has God the Father doesn't need anything else. Everyone who's looking for affection and recognition is doing so because they haven't known their Father. Because whoever knows their Father has so much satisfaction, so much fulfillment, that none of you can surpass it. But whoever doesn't know Him goes around begging for a detail, goes around begging for recognition. Thank you for this moment, because we are joining forces to go against evil. And as a ministry, we are ready to help and support everyone who wants to let themselves be guided and directed. So what I can tell you today is that this place, that this moment may be the starting point for you to awaken your spirit. Thank you all.
Thank you to all the women who are here. I want to thank the Father because by taking this on, I have truly been able to be a consistent point of reference for you. And I am so grateful for that opportunity because it has allowed me to support you in ways I never imagined. Thank you very much.
Hashtag we are all Yngrid. Hashtag we are all Yngrid. To conclude here, I want to be clear that this isn't some kind of magic wand that will fix everything overnight. But I really want to speak directly to all the wives out there. Whether you are currently in the midst of your own personal battles, whether your husbands are already walking in the kingdom, or perhaps they aren't there yet, or even if you are just holding on to the hope and expectation of having your partner by your side at some point in the future, please hear this. As the apostle so wisely said, we must stop mixing up kingdom ideology with our own human ideologies. There are many women here who are the same. From all social strata, from all academic backgrounds, there are professionals and intellectuals here, just as there are uneducated women. There are young women here. There are women with more life experience. But there is a file that has been coming out lately that says that no ideology is superior to the ideology and culture of the kingdom. No matter how intelligent, wise, cunning, tricky, manipulative, or pretty you are, with all the surgery you can get, with all the financial independence, shrewdness, and academic preparation you might have, at the end of the day, if you don't submit to what the kingdom is, the marks will simply stick their tongues out at you. But more than that, as he just said, we are a ministry that is ready to help, but you have to let yourself be helped. You have to assume authority. Discipline is not imposed. Discipline is assumed. And if things in your marriage are still not in God's order, it's not the fault of your partner. It's because you, as the apostle was saying, are still struggling with your own rebellion. Today, we had some little keepsakes made with the key verse of this encounter, which is Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, so that you can take this with you as a reminder, so that the Father may work in you and you can definitely say, Lord, I let go of everything. I am going to do everything I do for my husband, for my children, for my family, for you, not for human eyes. That is the secret. I hope you are having a wonderful time. Good evening and blessings.